Hello race fans, and welcome back to the NASCAR SEGA Cup. I know it's been a little hiatus. I really had a rough last couple of weeks, but I'm here to tell you that I am back and I'm ready to get back underway with the season. The SEGA Cup Series drivers have gone way out west to Fontana, where this is going to be the Auto Club 400. Now after last week at Las Vegas, Joseph Lombard, who pretty much dominated, this is his home track, along with Steven Gonzalez, who's starting in this race second, and Joshua Mudd in the 48, who's going to start 15th. Speaking of Joseph Lombard, he's tied for the points lead along with the guy who's on the pole right now in the 99, Alex Ferranti, but not far behind them is third in points, Pichu London with 96 points. But he's going to have some work to do as he's going to start this race from the 30th position. And we have Levi McIntyre starting in 5th, running the AAA colors for this sponsored race, as we're just seconds away from those famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice and easy, long day. It's going to be a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. This is a real race here. We're going to have a blast tonight. I can't wait to get out there and get going.
And as the cars are rolling off pit road, no one appears to be having any problems. Here is your starting lineup for the Auto Club 400. Alex Ferranti heading into this race with the points lead and starting off from the pole. You could say he's guaranteed a good finish, but this race is going to be 38 laps. And as I said in the previous race, I was thinking about increasing the race from 10% to 15% and turning pit stops at ×3. So we may be in for a long one today. Alex Ferranti, Steven Gonzalez, and two of the SEGA Motorsports cars, Michael Norman and Trent Dunham, are going to start 3rd and 4th. What will we see here? But we're about to find out. As we're about to get here underway at Fontana, these guys can go 3, 4, and nearly even 5 wide at this track, and the green flag is out. And oh man, just look at this. These guys are not wasting any time. They're already spreading out. Just look at this. Sorry about that little lag there. And oh man, all these guys, they're already trying to go 5 wide. And oh man, we already got a wreck. And I think I saw Cole Daly spinning back there. Oh man, that did not take long at all. We already have a wreck in turn 2. Alex Ferranti hanging on to the lead, and here comes Levi McIntyre for 2nd. Here comes James McCloud in 3rd, and we're having a large speed-wide battle for 4th. And oh man, we got another wreck. Chris Washer, he just slid up in front of someone. And whoa, Daly, they are wrecking back there. Oh man, that did not take long at all. On the first lap, we already had 2 huge crashes, and Chris Washer was indeed one of them. I'm trying to see who's involved. There's Cole Daly, who I saw involved in the first accident. Oh man, Joshua Collard's involved, Brian James, and there's Chris Washer on pit road. Oh no, Trent Dunham, he was also involved. Oh man, Derek Engel, 8th in points, he was involved. Pichu London, he's got a little bit of damage. I don't see any damage on the 10 of Dillon Poteet, but I think he was involved. Garrett Snyder has damage. Oh man, James Silverfox has damage. Jackie Tang has damage. Oh man, a lot happened on the first lap. And I think we're having a couple of takers for pit road. Some guys are going in and some are staying out. Strategy already coming into effect here. But Alex Ferranti, he stays out, and Danny Wells, he's going to be the new car in second, then followed by Rohit Vedarvu, Cody Lamas, and Tim Fiegel. Oh, man. Well, let's see what happened to bring out our first caution of the day. All these drivers were already going spread out, and Cole Daly, he nearly went 5 wide with Joseph Lombard, Dillon Young, and Rohit Vedarvu, but it looks like that Cole Daly, he gets clipped by last week's winner and the hometown boy, Joseph Lombard. Cole Daly goes straight into the wall. James Silverfox, they had nowhere to go. And Dillon Poteet, he actually came in contact with Jessica Shelton. As Cole Daly, he gets slammed by Garrett Snyder. We have to see the contact between Shelton and Poteet. And Poteet, he actually hit the wall. Oh, man, I didn't see that. I believe he got hit by oh, yes, he did. He got hooked by Jessica Shelton. I think he was trying to avoid the 88, and he came down onto the 4 car, and I guess he thought he wasn't really clear. As Dillon Poteet, he slides up right in front of Charles Sandfer, and Sean Galligan barely missed him, and Dillon Poteet, he just gave the wall a tap. Sky Combs and Zach Hamlin barely missed him. And Brian James, he had to go to the right, and he just barely misses the 10 as well. I don't think anyone hit Poteet. So man, 2 guys who changed paint schemes run into trouble. Cole Daly running the classic Mountain Dew scheme, and Dillon Poteet running the Mountain Dew Code Red. And Poteet, he's 6 in points, so that's going to be bad for him. And up ahead, we had another accident that involved Chris Washer. There he is in his Home Depot number 20. I think he's going to come in contact with James Qualls. And yep, that's exactly what happened. Yep, right there, coming out of turn 4, Chris Washer, he came in contact with James Qualls in the 42. He slid up right in front of Sean Henley, and Sean Henley just missed him. But Trent Dunham, he was stuck on the outside. He had nowhere to go. The one car slams into the back of the 20, and Joseph Lombard, along with Dylan Thorough, they both died down to avoid those 2. But I don't think it's going to end there. Trent Dunham, he's going to spin up right in front of traffic. And Joshua Collard, oh man, the 43 just slams into the 1 car. Jackie Tang gets collected. Derek Engel, he gets collected. And Seth Cole, oh man, Seth Cole barely missed Collard there. Let's bring it back a little bit. Collard tried to go down to avoid Trent Dunham, but then when he hit the 1 car, he also slammed into Derek Engel and Jackie Tang, and that sent the 5 car spinning in the infield grass. And Jessica Shelton, she sneaks by her good friend Joshua Collard, and oh man, a lot happened just on this first lap. As you see the 5 car continue to slide in the grass, his day is going to be done, even though he was able to drive away. But Trent Dunham and Chris Washer, they both sit on the front stretch. Here we are back at Fontana, getting ready to get back to the restart. We're going to restart on lap number 6, and boy, do we have a list of retirees out of the race for this one. Cole Daly is out, Chris Washer is out, Trent Dunham is out, Brian James is out, Joshua Collard is out, Derek Engel is out, and Jackie Tang is out. Dillon Poteet and Garrett Snyder, they're able to continue. Well, anyway, here's our top 10 lineup as of now. Some guys did not come down pit road. Alex Ferranti is still the leader. Danny Wells is now in 2nd. Rohit Vedarvu is 3rd. Cody Lamas is 4th. 5th is Tim Fiegel. 6th is James Shelley. 7th is Dylan Thorough. 8th place is Sean Galligan. 9th place is Ian Dutta. And rounding out the top 10 is Kyle Matthews. The race is still young. There's still plenty of racing to go. As we're having the restart. And guys, they're already trying to move out of line. Alex Ferranti, he's trying to get his teammate on the inside of him. But remember the last time that Alex Ferranti and Cody Lamas got together in racing, Cody Lamas pretty much screwed Alex Ferranti out of winning, and that was at Charlotte last season. As Cody Lamas, he's gotten around Ferranti for the lead, but he may not have it for long, because here come the two Everham boys to spoil the party, Tim Fiegel and Danny Wells. And oh man, they're already making it 4 wide, and Tim Fiegel's trying to get to the inside of Cody, but he can't quite get him yet. Cody Lamas, he got the inside, oh no he didn't, he got the outside rather. You don't normally say that. Tim Fiegel, he's now breaking away in second place as they're having a 3-wide battle for third. Here comes Zach Hamlin. He was all pole sitter for the Daytona 500, and he really hasn't had that much good luck ever since. He's trying to hold off third place from a charged Rohit Vedarvu out of the Stewart Haas stable. He makes it past Zach Hamlin, and here comes Levi McIntyre trying to come back. As we see both Alex Ferranti and Danny Wells, they're both starting to fall back in the pack now. James Shelley now, he makes an inside pass, and he's trying to get around Kyle Matthews in that 38 car. The field is greatly spread out now as Cody Lamas, he's still breaking away in the lead. This is almost like the good run that he had back at Phoenix, but he lost it out to Dillon Young when he couldn't get back on the inside. Tim Fiegel, he's hanging back in second. And right now, we're having a small battle for 6. Well, we were, but Zach Hamlin, he pulls out ahead of Seth Cole. Seth Cole running the pitch perfect colors on his number 52. He's going to have a bumper full of Kyle Matthews in just a second. Here comes James Silverfox. James, oh fail. That's not James Silverfox, that's James McCloud. Oh wow, big fail there. And oh man, I thought I heard screeching. Is the caution out? I thought I heard some screeching. Yes I did. Caution is out. We had a wreck somewhere in the exit of turn 2, and Cody Lamas, he's gonna lead him back to the line. Second is gonna be Rohit Vedarvu. Third is gonna be Fiegel. Fourth McIntyre, and fifth is Thorough. And oh man, it was William Duncan 5th in points. And I think it may have been Sean Henley who was also involved, but I don't see any damage on that 25 car. It may have been just a 2-car spin, but we have our second caution nonetheless. Now we have to see if these guys who didn't come down pit road on the first caution, if they're gonna come down this time. And I think they are. Cody Lamas, Vedarvu, Fiegel, McIntyre, Thorough, Hamlin, Cole, Matthews, and Shelley. They're all making an indication for pit road. It looks like everybody is. Yep, I believe everyone's coming down. Well, while these guys are taking their pit stops, let's see what happened to bring our second caution of the day. Well, I have no idea what happened here. Going into turn 2, I guess William Duncan had himself caught between a Sean sandwich, because Sean Galligan, he was holding up the 6th car, but then Sean Henley, he hooks the left rear quarter panel of the UPS4, and then he just sends him spinning. He just slides, and Sean Henley, he tried to go down to avoid the spinning 6th car, but then he comes in contact with Pichu London in the 27. He turns Sean Henley. So I don't know. That may be a little bit of instant karma for the 25 car. He turns the 6, and then he gets turned by the 27. But both drivers are able to keep going. Here we are back at Fontana. We're going to restart on lap number 14. No cars dropped out of the race after the Sean Henley and William Duncan spin. But Joshua Mudd, he appears to have taken a late pit stop. And oh man, we got a car up in smoke, and it's Sean Henley. Wow. 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 I'm speechless right now. Sean Henley's number 25 is up in smoke. And kind of think about it, he won this race in the Mobil 1 Nationwide Series, but I don't think he's gonna be able to try to get the sweep here today. But oh man, real tough break for the 25. I guess that's karma for what he did to the 6 car. But Sean Henley won't be able to finish. Anyway, after pit stops, here's our new top 10. Rohit Vedaravu is the race leader. Second is Levi McIntyre. Third is Dylan Thorough. Fourth is his teammate Seth Cole. Fifth is Danny Wells. Sixth is Alex Ferranti. Seventh now is Brian. Oh wow, fail. Big fail there. Seventh is Dougie Shears, rather. Eighth is Cody Lamas. Ninth is Jake Rogers. And rounding out the top 10 is Charles Jackson as we're having the restart. Rohit Vedaravu in a 39 car. He tried to get back down to try to block Seth, but I don't think he can do it. Seth Cole, he's trying to use some of that green power to try to get around that fast 39 car. Seth Cole, he hasn't won a race since last season at Michigan. Seth Cole just cleared Rohit Vedaravu, and oh man, they're 4 wide back there. They're 4 wide back here, almost 5 now. As Danny Wells, he gets around his teammate to try to keep fourth, as they're all still trying to spread out. And Tim Fiegel, he's trying to chase down the 39. Kyle Matthews now, he's trying to be pushed by James Shelley, but just as I say that, Shelley now, he goes to the inside of the 31. He's trying to get into the top 5 for the first time here today. We haven't seen the 38 in victory lane since Kurt Mortnick drove it to victory lane in Dover. How would it be for the rookie here, James Shelley, to win here under the FreeCreditReport.com colors? And oh boy, and it looks like we have the Everhound boys trying to duke it out for second. Tim Fiegel and Danny Wells. Over the last couple of weeks, Tim Fiegel, he's been having some bad luck. He really wants to try to get a good finish here, but now we see Kyle Matthews making it 3 wide for the second position in that 31 car. And the more that these guys battle it out side by side, the more that Seth Cole's going to get all that clean air. And it turns out that Seth Cole's teammate, Sean Henley, it turns out he had a broken camshaft, so that's why he dropped out of the race. So it's up to Seth Cole and Dylan Thorough to try to represent for Tweenix Racing. And speaking of Dylan Thorough, right now he's in front of Cody Lamas in the 11th position. And here comes Ian Dutta in the 14. We haven't talked about Ian Dutta all day today. He's going to try to get up there with his he's going to try to get up there in the top 10 today. Now here we see our Phoenix winner, Dillon Young. He's on the inside of, wow, I'm trying to get to him. Okay, there he is. He's trying to get to the inside of Jake Rogers. And now he's working on one of the hometown boys, Steven Gonzalez, now in the 55. Steven Gonzalez, he does have one win, which was the Daytona 500, but he's back in the 21st position because don't forget, at Phoenix, he crashed out and finished dead last. He's trying to get behind Dougie Shears right now, and he's getting behind James Qualls in the 42 car. And oh man, almost some contact between Steven Gonzalez and Dillon Young. That was close. Now we see James McCloud. I got his name right. He just got around James Qualls for the 9th position. Now he's gonna try to get up there. And here comes Dakota Hughes in the 12. We haven't talked about him really. Right now he's behind Vedaravu, and he couldn't get to the inside of Cody Lamas because he was already there. And oh man, I didn't notice that we had a lead change now. Kyle Matthews, he's gotten around Seth Cole with the help of Zach Hamlin on the outside. Zach Hamlin trying to make his way into the 2nd position now. And Tim Fiegel, he's trying to get to the inside of Seth Cole. I think he's trying to wait on his teammate McCloud to get up there. But Fiegel, he's been trying to fight hard. Tim Fiegel hasn't won a Second Cup Series race since last time that Tim Fiegel won? I believe it was the first. It was the first Michigan race when he drove the 27 for RCR last season. But the laps are winding down. We're now on lap 20 out of 38. Now we see Charles Jackson in the 4th position, trying to represent for his Joe Gibbs stable. Joseph Lombard, I believe he's well outside the top 20. He's back there in mid-pack, but Charles Jackson, he could be trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat. And here comes Charles Sandfer. We haven't talked about him either. He's trying to get into the top 10. Charles Sandfer out of the RCR stable. He's trying to get up there with his teammate Kyle Matthews, who's still trying to have the race lead. But Tim Fiegel, he's all over his back bumper. Let's go to the rear camera of Kyle Matthews to see how the 9 car is closing in. Trying to get closer and closer. And oh man, he's trying to get an outside run and try to pull a crossover move, but he can't quite do it this time because him and Kyle Matthews, they seem to be pulled away from the 3rd place car. Now it seems that Tim Fiegel is trying to get the inside run now. And oh yes, Tim Fiegel, he has cleared the 31 car to take the race lead. Now we have a battle for 3rd between Seth Cole and James Qualls. James Qualls in the 42 trying to represent for the Sega Motorsports stable. James Qualls, he really doesn't have that much winning history. And Seth Cole, he's slowing down. And oh man, Seth Cole, he's coming back down pit road. Seth Cole is pitting. Like I said, pit strategy is going to come into effect. And Seth Cole, he's not the only one coming down pit road. Ian Dutta's coming down, as well as his teammate Dylan Thorough and Alex Ferranti. And here comes James Silverfox coming down now. But now, what comes into question as we're having a battle for the lead between Fiegel and Matthews? Which cars can make it to the end of the race on fuel? They still don't have to pit, but we're going to have to go find Joshua Mudd, because Joshua Mudd, he took a late pit stops, and oh man, he's pitting again. Don't know what's going on there, but Joshua Mudd, he took a late pit stop on the last caution, but he's pitting again. So most of the field is coming down pit road, but the top 2 guys stay out. Zach Hamlin's hanging back in 3rd. 4th is now Cody Lamas. As we now see Seth Cole coming out, who's now a lap down. But the question is, when do Kyle Matthews and Tim Fiegel have to pit? And I think that answer would be now, because both guys are slowing down. Yes, they are. Kyle Matthews and Tim Fiegel are now coming down pit road. Now we see Zach Hamlin and Cody Lamas coming down pit road as well. But now the question is, Seth now, he has a huge advantage over the next car behind him, Ian Dutta. But don't forget, he's a lap down. Right now he's sitting in the 29th position. He just got his lap back. As now we see more cars now leaving pit road. This is really going to come into question now, that who's going to come out on top. Let's go back to Kyle Matthews and see if they left pit road yet. Yes, they have. And Kyle Matthews, oh man, he just barely gets out in front of Tim Fiegel. It looks like both of them took 4 tires and fuel, but now we have to see if they're gonna pull ahead of the rest of the pack. And here comes Seth. They just passed the start finish line. Seth Cole, Charles Sandfer, James Qualls, and Dakota Hughes in the 12. They got around Cody Lamas, but I don't think that they're gonna get around Kyle Matthews. Seth Cole has gotten around Tim Fiegel, and I don't think Kyle Matthews, he may be just barely up to speed now. But Seth Cole, he just got around the 31, and Matthews' teammate Charles Sandfer, he's all over Cole's back bumper. As Seth Cole now, with pit strategy, he's gonna be the new race leader. Kyle Matthews, he's falling back to 4th, and Tim Fiegel, he's falling back to 7th. Ian Dutta's now running in the 8th position. 9th is Dillon Thorough, and rounding out the top 10 now is James McCloud. Next time out, we're gonna have 11 laps to go as we're having another battle for the lead. Charles Sandfer, he's trying to use the inside line to get around Seth Cole, but Seth Cole's he's trying to get that fast outside run with the help of Dakota Hughes, and he will lead one more lap. Seth Cole trying to use that outside line to his complete advantage, but he may lose the lead this time because Charles Sandfer, now he has the help of Zach Hamlin now on the inside. And oh man, it looks like Zach Hamlin's trying to make it 3 wide as he's trying to go for the lead now in that 56 car. Zach Hamlin, he has indeed cleared the 07, and oh man, he tried to go high, but now he's going low to block a charging Seth Cole. But oh man, while these guys are battling out, it looks like Ian Dutta, he's caught this pack back, as well as Tim Fiegel. Tim Fiegel, he's trying to chase him back down. And oh man, they're coming up on some lap traffic, and it's Garrett Snyder in the 16. Seth Cole still with the race lead, but maybe not for long, because here comes Dakota Hughes in the number 12 for Penske. And oh man, all these guys going 3 wide for the lead. Dakota Hughes has barely led that lap. They're going 3 wide, and oh man, James Qualls, he just got stuck in the middle. He's getting behind Seth Cole, and oh man, all these guys are just going back and forth and back and forth. And here comes Ian Dutta now trying to get 2nd place. He trying to get 2nd place on the inside of Charles Sandfer and James Qualls. All these guys are scrambling, but Dakota Hughes right now, he's the driver in charge as they're going 4 wide back there. Oh man, 4 wide back there, but they managed to get it back to 3 wide. And oh man, here comes the 2nd pack into the party now. James McCloud, Dillon Thorough, James Shelley, Dillon Young, and Danny Wells. They're all trying to get up here with this man pack. This race isn't over yet, and oh man, these guys, they've caught Garrett Snyder to put him another lap down. But Dakota Hughes, he's really trying to make sure that he's ahead of Seth Cole, because right now Seth Cole has no help. Does Seth Cole have anything for that 12 car? We're gonna see, as Tim Fiegel, he found a way to bounce back into 3rd. Charles Sandfer is now 4th. 5th is now Kyle Matthews. 6th is Ian Dutta. 7th is McCloud. Zach Hamlin has dropped back to 8th. And we're having a battle for 9th between James Shelley and Dillon Thorough. And here comes Dillon Young now. Dillon Young, though, he's about to get passed by Danny Wells in the 19. He also wants to get up there with both of his Everham teammates. Headed back to the front. They nearly went 3 wide for 2nd, but Tim Fiegel, he still pulls out ahead. The more that they try to go for 2nd place, the more clean air that 12 car is going to get. But now the question is, I really hope that all these guys can make it on fuel, because if this comes down to a fuel mileage race, I don't know who's going to win. But right now, the man in charge is Dakota Hughes. Dodge is now 1 and 2. Tim Fiegel, he's trying to chase that 12 car down. Tim Fiegel wants to get his first win in a Dodge. Seth Cole now being attacked by the 07 Charles Sandfer now, but here comes McCloud. Now McCloud, he has pulled out spectacular wins, but never has he won a 2nd Cup Series race. He's going to try to get up there with his teammate Tim Fiegel and hopefully try to be a contender for this thing, but time is slowly running out as Tim Fiegel, he's trying to make an inside move on the 12 car, and he is just all over that 12 car's back bumper. Dakota Hughes has 4 more laps to try to try to defend that lead as long as he can, and he better and I bet he's hoping that a caution comes out, or hope that he doesn't have to pit. The Tim Fiegel, he is all over the back of that 12. Let's ride on board with the 9 car. Tim Fiegel trying to bide his time to make his move. He's got a run on him, but he still just can't get around that 12 car yet. I mean, and he is not letting up one bit. But he only has 3 more laps to make a pass, and I hope that the caution doesn't come out. Tim Fiegel trying to whatever he can get around that 12 car, but I don't know if Seth Cole is going to catch up. No, he's not. No, he's not. He just got passed by Charles Sandfer. Now here comes McCloud on the inside of the 52 car to try to gain another spot. And Tim Fiegel, he is trying as hard as he can, but he just can't get around that 12 car. We only have 2 laps to go. Dakota only has to hang on for 2 more laps. That number 12 car has had some history. Last year, Andrew Sidney, he drove that car to victory lane 3 times last year. Twice in official races, and once for the All-Star Showdown to qualify for the All-Star race. But coming out of turns 3 and 4, we're gonna have the white flag. And oh man, Seth Cole is pitting. Seth Cole is pitting, and he cannot make it. Seth Cole cannot make it to the line. But now the question is, can the 9 or the 12 make it? Dakota Hughes better not run out of gas, because if he does, I bet he's just gonna kick himself. Tim Fiegel trying to close the gap as fast as he can, but he may be too late. This is his last chance to make a move. He better get the outside or the inside run, because Dakota Hughes, he is trying to throw down the block any way he can. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Tim Fiegel has nothing for the 12 car. Dakota Hughes, he will come into the Tribal, and he will win the Auto Club 400. Penske captures its 2nd win of the season. Dillon Young did it at Phoenix, and today Dakota Hughes does it in the 12. A 1-2 finish for Dodge. You got to give it up for Tim Fiegel. He really did try his hardest out there. And oh man, a little bit of contact from Seth Cole. Oh wow, what was that about? I'm not sure, but this race is in the books. Dakota Hughes has come out on top here today here at Fontana. Auto Club 400, and I forgot to put S3. Oops, S3, not S2. And this race is in the books. Rookie Dakota Hughes out of Penske Racing captures his very first Second Cup Series win here. Charles Sandfer, and oh man, just look at the top 10 of rookies. We have a lot of rookies here in the top 10. Charles Sandfer hangs on to get 3rd place. Good podium finish for the 07. Zach Hamlin gets 4th. And James McCloud rounds out the top 5 in the 91. Then we have Kyle Matthews in 6th. Danny Wells ends up 7th. James Shelley ends up 8th. 9th was Cody Lamas. And rounding out the top 10 was Dillon Young. Let's see. We have Ian Dutta, James Qualls, hometown boy Joshua Mudd. He ends up 13th after his early pit stop. Jake Rogers ends up 14th. And Rohit Vedarvu ends up with a top 15. Then we have Chris Dollerton, Jessica Shelton, Dylan Thoreau, Dougie Shears, and Charles Jackson rounds out the top 20. Then Sky Thomas and Steven Gonzalez, I believe they were the last cars with the lead pack. I guess Dillon Poteet, Levi McIntyre, Joseph Lombard, Michael Norman, William Duncan, Sean Galligan, Seth Cole, and Alex Ferranti all had to pit. I mean Seth Cole, he was in the top 5, but I guess he couldn't make it. He was 1 lap short of fuel, and he ended up finishing 29th. Alex Ferranti, our pole sitter, ends up 30th, and I don't think that was what he needed. Pichu London, Matt Korklan, James Silverfox, and were all a lap down, and Garrett Snyder, he was 2 laps down. And we all saw what happened to Sean Henley. He blew up coming to the restart, and that's really going to hurt him even more. Sean Henley was 14th in points, and he tried to get a good run today. And last but not least, from 36 on down to 42nd, Jackie Tang, Derek Engel, Joshua Collard, Brian James, Trent Dunham, Chris Washer, and Cole Dowley. They were all in those 2 wrecks on lap number 1. Well, that does it here for Fontana. We got us another race in the books, and the season is still young. Congratulations one last time to Dakota Hughes for winning here at Fontana, and we'll see you for the next Sega Cup Series race.